Yo, I'm a baddie daddy in the gym on the live. Pushing heavy weights, man, makes me feel alive. Get home from a long day at work just to see the smile on the kids as they go berserk. Can't wait to catch a cold one with the bro. Shooting the shit and prepping for the show. Counting down the days for the weekend just to get no sleep and then do it all again.
Episode 13, Baddie Daddy. We're back at it.
Back in studio.
Been a little delayed.
Yeah. Life gets busy, man.
Life be lifing.
Yeah.
Bro.
So earlier today, we took our families to dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings, and as much as you try to make it, a fun event, my kids were crazy today. It's either something about their order or running around, tickling and fighting. It's just,
The best part is when your daughter's just standing by you, eating food, just standing there next
Just
to you,
standing.
eating.
just has to be beside me. Yeah. So, but nonetheless, we always try to get together at least once a week as a family and friends and hang out. So that was a good time, regardless of the situation. But I think this is a good episode because this is a day that's coming up to recognize us. So at the end of the day, Baddie Daddy
Baddie
is-
Daddy Day?
Baddie Daddy Day, maybe, right?
Baddie Daddy
Maybe.
Day, yeah.
So at the end of the day, being a Baddie Daddy is incorporated in that is obviously being a father. So coming up is Father's Day in a few days. And, if you are a procrastinator or you haven't found that perfect gift for someone in your life that is a father figure that needs a cool hat, we got merch here. These are our new hats here. Got the red and white with the rope.
This one's my favorite, dude.
Yeah, that's one that he's wearing right now.
Yeah.
It's tan with a black rope and a black Baddie Daddy on it. So reach out to us. I think we have 7 or 8 different versions of the hat at this point.
Are the patches coming out?
Yeah, we got some patches coming out soon as well.
Was it PVX or what's it called?
It is PVC
PVC.
patches. So that's gonna be real cool. It's gonna be our first one that we're gonna roll out. Still finalizing a couple of the color schemes, but I think just bringing out a different, logo and feature on the hat would be pretty cool to be rocking that.
And don't
So-
sleep on the red hat. The
I like
4th
the
of
red
July
hat.
hat. I do too.
Well, this is just the red and white. We also have a red, white, and blue one that we wore for Memorial Day at the pool, and it's a perfect pool hat.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'd wear it backwards because my head fits hats weird sometimes. It fit you good. It fit you real good. But this is a different style hat as well. It doesn't have the perforation on it, but it's a nice, comfortable hat. Has Baddie Daddy with the rope on it. So.
Listen, I judge hats by how many loops I'm on, and all these hats, or I don't know, what would you call these? The
Notches, I guess.
the notches. Every hat so far, I'm on the last 2, and usually
Yeah.
I'm on the last 1.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the definition of a good hat for
Yeah.
me. 'Cause
No,
I got the dome on me.
You know what hat honestly has been our best hat? The Baddie hat.
Yeah.
Just the pink and white
Mm-hmm.
for Mother's Day. We are already ordering more because we sold out, and there's, a list of.
But is that really surprising?
Well,
It screams like Barbie.
Yeah.
like, and it looks good.
yeah.
The ladies love it.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot item for us. So, and it lets the women get involved and supporting as well. So we do appreciate that also. But Father's Day is coming up. This is your 6th year of celebrating. Is it 6th? Your 6th year, because Lee was born in November. So this is your 6th year of celebrating a Father's Day. It's going to be my 5th. Yeah, maybe 6th as well. No, it's my 6th as well. So when you think of Father's Day, what is an ideal Father's Day on a Sunday for you?
It's like a typical Sunday for me. I love a lazy Sunday, like starting out lazy, a good breakfast. But that's what I want to do. I just want to I want to sit on the couch, have my kids around me, and just, if it was football season, watch football. But yeah, man, I think that's a good Father's Day. Kids around you, hanging out of the house, not doing nothing.
Maybe sleeping in a little bit. Like,
Mama lets me sleep in.
That's
she
good.
Does. She does let me sleep in. She's the best. Obviously, and I think outside of that, I would say number two, but number one is obviously getting the Father's Day christening in whenever you
Okay.
can. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I mean, come on, that's a given.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
different in every household, but like for sure, you gotta get the Father's
That's on
Day.
the list. That's on the
That's
high priority
yeah,
right
that's
there.
number one. And then it's on the couch all day with the kid. You gotta get the christening in,
Yeah.
and then feet up, you know, having the kids say Happy Father's. I love Lee on Father's Day. He's already been. I got a Father's Day gift like because we were gonna go out of town this week, but we're not. And so Samantha got me this hat. It's like a mower's hat, but it has two fans that are solar powered, so it's blowing air on you. I
That's
was
a
like,
game changer, dude.
yeah, and he was like, "Hey, Dad, Happy Father's Day. This is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Dad. This is your day."
Yeah.
And it's not Father's Day because we're gonna be out of town, but now we're not. So that was my Father's Day gift.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, I think I saw that like on one of the, TikTok commission, scrolls or whatever. And I contemplated on getting it myself. But it's so good for, lawn work and stuff like that.
I mowed in it once. I've been slacking on my yard work, but no, I definitely.
You're just chilling on the couch with two fans on you with a hat.
yeah, a beer in my hand. Yeah, no, it was good. But Samantha's like the queen of getting me stuff that I would never buy for myself, and then I end up like just loving it. Like one of the best gifts she's ever got me. I've used it. I don't even know when I think she got it for Christmas. Is a leg pillow that I sleep because I started sleeping on my side. I used to sleep on my back, but I started sleeping on my sides more, and I use it every night. And if not, I have to have a pillow, and it's money. I use it every night. I've used the crap out of that thing. It's the best gift she's ever got me. That and this one, iWatch.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think that's the hardest, man. Even like, going to Mother's Day is I'm a procrastinator. And I wish I wasn't. I really wish I wasn't. But I procrastinate on gifts. And I do think I do a good job of like last minute shopping and finding something to your point that she would never buy herself. But whenever it comes to these days, it's like, what do I get them? And that sounds like it was a good gift on the pillow and the hat because you're going to use that for sure. Because you're a man, you do your own yard work, right?
Yeah, but I may be hiring somebody too.
No way.
Yeah.
That is a good conversation because you even said in one of your power rankings that one of your like top 4 was like yard work and taking care of it yourself. And, you feel like satisfaction out of it. You see what you're putting into it. But man, yeah, I mean, right now with all the rain we're getting, it's crazy to keep up with for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to like an hour and a half of mowing right now to me is not ideal with other things I could be doing. So it's going to be a give and take for me. I haven't like wrapped my head around it fully yet. But yeah, I'm not saying I'm doing it, but I'm not saying I'm not doing it. And I've given my neighbors so much crap for it, and you know this.
Oh yeah. So all right, in the morning.
Hold on, but what about you? What's your ideal?
Well,
Father's Day?
you haven't finished. So in the morning, you're chilling on the couch, after some fun stuff, throughout the day.
Father's
Chilling
Day
on the
christening?
couch, you got kids around you. Are you on the smoker that night? Are y'all you got the slip and slide out for the kids? Are you going out to dinner?
I don't know, man. It just depends on the day, really.
Yeah.
Or like what I have planned. So if I plan, I don't know. It just depends. Like I think most Father's Day I'm maybe grilling out or Samantha's cooking food or something like that. But I don't know. This Father's Day I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's my
good.
goal. To be a sloth all Father's Day, which I'm a sloth a lot of times, but
I think my day would be a home cooked breakfast.
what are you starting with?
Some type of tacos. I'm a sausage and egg. I'm a chorizo and egg tacos. Some homemade salsa. Just get a couple of those in. Probably, get in a good exercise. Like I go out of my way to implement exercising in my day, and weekends for me, I have to get them in because throughout the week there's days I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I've got to get it in today. And then probably like a brunch, like a patio brunch, maybe like a margarita. Obviously, family involved, wife, kids are there. So patio, getting it, a margarita on the patio, and then coming back home, got the kids out playing the water slide or something or bounce house, and then maybe cooking up the grill about 6 o'clock, some beers, chilling outside, and then calling it a day early, hopefully. So that's what I expect on my Father's Day.
So your wife better be listening.
Well, this Father's Day is gonna be different because I'm being in Mexico.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So
yeah,
I'm visiting
yeah.
the in-laws for 10 days in Mexico, and so it won't be the traditional Father's Day that I would want, but you spend with the in-laws and stuff. So I don't expect anything too crazy.
What are you doing for her father on Father's Day?
Well, that's a good question. That's a good question, man, because like I've never spent it with them, and I don't know what the expectation is. So I obviously want to do something, but theirs is on a date, I'm pretty sure. So Mexico celebrates on a certain date. Ours is always a Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Theirs is a certain date. So I don't know if it's like the Tuesday that I'm there or something like that. So I gotta look into that. But that's the thing, is like probably like a bottle of tequila,
Ooh.
we're chilling by the pool, and I'm sure he'll be grilling out and stuff. So it'll be relaxing, I'm sure. So
Well, that's a good spot to be at on Father's Day. Just hanging
100%.
out at the pool,
100%.
drinking some palomas.
Probably some palomas.
Are
Absolutely.
they gonna have like that? On your wedding day they had that thing, and what do they cook on it?
The discada?
Yeah.
I don't. He's always grilling something, and that's the thing about my father-in-law. He is by far the best cook I've ever been around. And I don't know what his secret ingredient is, and he loves it. Like,
Yeah.
that is his Father's Day,
Yeah.
is he's catering to everybody, make sure that everybody else is comfortable. And then he gets in his own, comfort zone. And then he starts to kind of relax when everyone else is full and drinking. And then it's his turn to have fun. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's my Father's Day if I was here. But to your point, like, it's not mowing the lawn. It's not doing anything too crazy. It's just spending time with the family, of course. So
Talking about like Father's Day, I'm gonna go into like a father's trait. I know you know this about your dad, and I'm sure you carry the tradition in some degree. I know I do. So what is it with men, and particularly fathers, I guess it falls more in line with, like, just holes in their clothes that you don't throw away. So like, for example, I'm wearing socks right now. Both socks have holes in them. I'm wearing jeans right now. I have a hole right here in the sack area, and I don't throw them away. Holey underwear, keep them. You know what I'm saying? And it's always in the ball area.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, I just can't throw them away. Like, I'm wearing these socks, and I was like showing Samantha the socks earlier today. I was like, do I throw these away? She's like, are you?
Oh, Stephanie won't let me fold them. If she's washing them, she sees them, she'll throw them away for me.
That's what Sammy does. That's what Sammy does.
I'm like you. Like, I would fold those up and I'll wear them another day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you bring up a good point, our dads and stuff like that. That's usually what I get my dad, is like a nicer shirt, or something that whenever he goes out to dinner, he can wear. That, again, he's not going to go by himself. So I'll go, and it's something out of his comfort zone, something that, he may wear like once or twice a year. But that's why I usually try to get him for Father's Day. So.
Did you ever see your daddy's drawers back in the day when I can remember my dad's underwear, just like, dude, you hold them up and it's like just holes. I'm like, why is this guy still having them?
Are you getting George some underwear this year?
No. But I look at myself now, and there's underwear that I still have that have holes in them. If Samantha hasn't thrown them out, I still sneak by, and I'll still wear them just because, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like, we just wear them and we don't care.
Yeah. It is hard to go out and be like, I need new underwear. Like, it's like a once every 3-6 months thing for me.
But that's the blessing of having a woman that takes care of you. It's like she'll buy me underwear and she'll buy me socks. I don't go out and buy that stuff
Yeah.
for myself.
Right. Yeah.
It's like I don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't think about it. And
Um,
I'm sure women can relate too. They have things like they have that they just don't buy themselves that we do. I don't know what that is. Um, but I mean, I try to do that for Sammy on like special occasions. I'll go and buy her some bras, some panties, whatever. Just kind of,
well,
selfishly.
there's a return on your investment there, right?
Yeah, yeah. I pick the good ones and I pick comfy ones.
Well, and to kind of go back and implement what, my Father's Day would look like on a Sunday is it would definitely be planning around seeing my dad and spending time with my brothers and, the family around what we're going to do for my dad. So that's typically a couple hours at their house usually. And of course he's on the grill. And that's what's funny about, even us talking about what our day would be is like, it's usually the dad is still working the hardest to, make it a good day.
Yeah.
Well, not that the wives don't, but it's still about us cooking and us prepping. And for whatever reason, we get satisfaction out of that,
It's just part of being a father, man.
Yeah.
On the weekends, I love cooking on the weekends. I cook on the weekends so that I help out on the week, and then Mama takes care of the week and she takes care on the weekends too. But yeah, I try to cook a lot on Sundays, so we have something on Sunday, and then stuff like for easy fixings on the weekday if we're not eating out and all that stuff. So yeah, man, I think that falls right in line, for sure.
All right. So talking about Father's Day, when you look at yourself or when you look at, influences on you in your life, who is like a father figure? It doesn't have to be personal. It could be like a public figure as well that you're like, man, that guy, that dude right there is a good dad.
Well, I mean, I've had like the benefit of having two father figures in my life that have been instrumental in shaping me to who I am today. My dad, George, and my stepdad, Joe. Rest in peace. He's no longer here. But yeah, man, I think in terms of that, like I think about Father's Day, I just think about those two guys. I think about my dad, where like my dad always has done the best to provide for his family, and has always put his family first, like with work and making sure we get everything we want to a degree and like just sacrificing his time for whatever it is for us. And then Joe, same thing, worked his tail off, took care of a big family, good husband. My dad, I would say was too, but different stages in life, right? Not to get too much in the details about my family history and stuff. If you know me, you know what that is. But yeah, man, it's just seeing your fathers or your father figures just do what they can for their family and whatever facet that is, like little things that they do year in or year out. Like, so for Joe, like it was so funny, growing up, he would always be like, hey, I'm going to go to the gas station. You want to go with me? Like, yeah. And you always would get something, whatever it was. But it was never like, hey, I'm going to go to the gas station. He would go to the gas station, 2 or 3 stores, and just drive around. So like a 30-minute trip would be like a 3 or 4 hour trip. And it became like something we joked about. But like, so if Joe ever asked you like, hey, you want to go to the store? You'd be like,
Do I have enough time here?
yeah. Is this a real store trip or are we doing a Joe trip? And then for my dad, it's always like he's always been like the best gift giver. Like he just always has went above and beyond to give us the best gifts we could with what he had. It's like it's one of my favorite stories, like to talk about, like like for Christmas, like it's such a dad thing. I remember one Christmas, he got us the first Xbox, and then like 50 games. And what he did was he put the Xbox in a big box and then 50 games in a big box. And he wrapped that one gift. And then we open it and then you put the Xbox, but you're still pulling gifts out, like playing games all day. And, same thing with like toys. He would do that with toys too. Like he'd buy 100 toys, put them in a big box, you open it and you're just opening toys all day.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are like the two most instrumental men in my life that I think have helped shape me today and what it is to be a father, how to be better. And yeah, man. What about you?
Well, I think like to kind of piggyback off that, and even today with George, your dad, it's so cool to see him at like the birthday parties, or even like, you and him have a kind of like a tradition for like UFC fights.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's y'all's thing, right? So, seeing George, at birthday parties, he's the first one there, last one to leave.
Yeah,
It's UFC fight night, and we're
yeah.
watching fights, and he's falling asleep on the floor, but he's
Oh,
still
dude.
trying to hang out as long as he can, and
Yeah.
it's always good to see him around. And yeah, he brings good energy. He's a good character,
Yeah.
so it's always good to see George around for sure.
He tells a good story too.
Oh, 100%.
He'll
Yeah,
he'll crack.
yeah.
You'll laugh.
When George is in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously for me as well, it's my dad. Even today, if you looked at my past 10 years of, phone history, my dad is probably my number one called person. And we are business partners, so that's a big part of it. So we see each other every day, talk about business every day, but then, also, there's 8 to 10 conversations a day. Honestly, probably, between me and my dad, we call each other 6, 7 times today. And sometimes it's business, and sometimes it's just, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And Stephanie's like, that is so weird. Like, why do you just call your dad to see what he's doing? And it's just a habit. And, I don't know. I can't explain it, but, obviously the day-to-day interaction with him, and then, what he was able to do for me and my 2 brothers growing up. And he has a relationship with my brothers as well. Right. So he's getting 20 phone calls between the 3 of us, in a day. So, but yeah, obviously, and it's good to see that it obviously our own father figures is who we're going to look up to the most and have the biggest impact on us. And hopefully we can have that for our kids as well. So,
But you know what else is like nice to see? I think in where we are in our life and our brotherhood that we have with our close friends is like seeing your close friends with their kids and how they interact. It helps shape you mentally too, to things that like you like and don't like, and how you can and can't be. Like, for example, like for me, and my patience is really hard for me, and being like impatient, but then you're really patient with your kids, so then I see you and how you are with your kids, and it reminds me to like take a step back. It's not a big deal, relax. And then I'll see other dads that are like me, where they're they just, we carry a lot on our shoulders. So then you take it out in ways you don't realize you are. And so it's like a humbling experience to see like the pros and cons of like the things you do differently with your kids that other dads do or don't do.
yeah. And there's a good example today. Our kids are playing around, and I'm kind of like, well, they're entertained. You're like, hey, sit down. And, but honestly, I'm not looking at it like that's a bad thing. I'm looking at it like, yes, sit the hell down, So, no, to your point, yeah, you kind of observe and take, note of how you approach things and how to implement it too. So, yeah, I think it goes both ways for sure.
Well, that's also why we like to be on patios, because then the kids can run around. But then when you're in the middle of like a restaurant, it's hard to like, let the kids act like a fool.
I mean, between the 2 of us, like my wife said earlier, between the 2 of us, we walked in and said, yeah, party of 10.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of commotion going
Yeah.
on.
So your dad, anybody else comes to mind that like, that you think helps shape you as a father, as a man? I guess I could say like, there's like coaches in my life too, I think have helped shape me to who I am. Different facets, right? Like, but just like how you deal with situations, and that's sports too. But, I could say there's some coaches that definitely have shaped me into who I am today. I wouldn't say father figures, but like when I look at it, how to handle situations and stresses in life and stuff like that, not good or bad, but those people are instrumental in your life and how you end up being, how you're going to be,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that you always had good relationship with coaches.
Yeah, for sure.
I was
Not like
never
I
really
was
that guy.
Not like I was a coach's pet. Relax.
100%.
Relax. No shot.
Always in their office. Hey, coach, I need more
No.
playing time.
Hell no. I would just tell him on the sideline, why am I not in right
Put
now?
me in.
You remember Coach Waddle got pissed off? I said, why am I not getting the ball on offense? And I didn't get it was against Seguin. He didn't give me the offense, or he didn't give me the ball all game. And then it was close. I think it was a running touchdown I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I got the ball one time and I scored the game winning touchdown.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, just give me the ball.
Do we play the highlight video?
Yeah, we should definitely put that on the channel. I guess the question to you is like, you have brothers, older brothers that, are fathers and stuff like that. I mean, your oldest had kids before you did. Both of your older brothers did. You think did that help you in terms of like an idea of fatherhood and like how you wanted to be or how you could be?
I think it still does. Yeah, I think it still does because being the younger brother, to your point, I had the back seat to seeing them become fathers first and how their life kind of went from the single life to being married to then the biggest jump as being a dad. But even today, as their kids continue to grow, they continue to progress as a father. And seeing my oldest brother, his commitment to his girls' involvement in sports, he's not going to miss anything for him.
Yeah.
He goes to every practice, goes to every game, and that's a lot of fun. And I think I share that same interest as him. But seeing that definitely, kind of reaffirms like you should have your priorities right, and it is into your kids' development. And then seeing my middle brother, seeing him go the single father route for as long as he has, for 4 or 5 years, and being a dad as much as he can when he can, it's definitely a different perspective than I deal with on a day-to-day. But seeing how he can still provide for his daughters and still put the effort into them joining extracurricular activities, or he's 100% doing everything for them. At least right now we have partners that help with that. But whenever he has his girls, they're his 100% focus. And I think that he does a lot of things with his kids that are experience wise. Like he'll take them camping, just them three.
Yeah.
He'll take them fishing.
Does he let them fish, or is he fishing?
Oh, he's the first one to throw a pole out there, and then he'll get them ready for sure. So,
dude, your brother in fishing is a problem. That guy's he has an issue.
I love it, but yeah,
it's funny to see. Like we went on that camping trip, I saw him with his little headlight out, still casting out there on the bank. I was like, dude,
oh, that's right up his alley, dude. So yeah, I mean, obviously they both have a big impact, and sometimes you just observe and you see it and you appreciate it, and maybe you don't always verbally appreciate it, but you sit back like, okay, I can do that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to sometimes take my kids on these experiences and stuff like that.
All right, so I'm going to transition here. I just thought of it, and this is something, I've been thinking about. List your top 5 least favorite dad chores.
Hey.
And it didn't have to be 5, maybe it could be 3 or 4. I'll start. I don't know if I'm going to rank them yet, but for sure diaper changing's on the list, right? Mom chores is up there, meaning like when Samantha's like, hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do that. Hey, you got to do this.
So is it the task you're doing, or is it that she is setting the task for you?
Both. Like, for example, there's times where I'll say, hey, I'm going to mow today. I don't mow. I'll skip a weekend of mowing. She's like, hey, you got to mow. The yard looks like trash. So I don't want to be reminded what I already know.
There's pressure, and it's like...
Yeah. Or this is a good Father's Day topic. When the wife tells you to do something, like, all right, I'll do it. But then you don't do it on her time. Like when she tells you to do something, she wants you to do it right then and there. And I'm the king of it. But she'll be like, hey, take out the trash. Okay, I'll take out the trash. I'll take out the trash later. And then 15 minutes go by and she's taking out the trash. I'm like, gosh dang it. So then I already feel shitty because I told her I would do it, but I didn't do it on her time. So, I guess that's one. It'd be a mama's time for dad chores. So I think that's 3. I would say laundry, but I don't do laundry. Samantha doesn't let me do laundry. she just, you know, she's a little bit of a control freak in that facet. And I love it too. Because when we lived together in college, I used to help out with laundry. But then when we got our own house, and I used to be anal about how I did laundry, like my socks. She used to fold my socks, and she'd be putting the wrong socks together. Like, what are you doing? And now it's just funny how the roles are reversed. When I do laundry, I don't do it the way she wants me to, or I don't fold the clothes the way she wants me to, or I put the hanger on the shirt the wrong way. She does it this way. So just don't do it. Don't do it. I'll just do it. So I'd say laundry. And then I guess number 5 would be dishes. But I don't mind doing dishes because I feel like it helps out. And it's a little bit of, I don't want to say a little bit of effort and a lot of reward, you know. And I try to pick up what I can around the house because our house is a mess, you know, as you know, with 3 kids and toys everywhere. So like, I'll just do little things where I'll try to like pick up like the living room before we go to bed. So when you wake up, like just stuff's on everywhere. Or if there's just dishes like crazy, I'll try and do the dishes. So I would say those are my top 5, but it's really the top 4 because one of them I don't even do it. But yeah.
Probably a lot of the same, but I think when it's specific to like my situation, a few of the things that I look forward to the least is obviously diaper changes for sure. That is number 1. Like, got a 2-year-old still wiping a butt. And I'm like, every time, and it's not that my wife doesn't do it. We're about 50-50, I would imagine, but I'm just like, oh, I'm tired of this, dude. Like, been changing diapers for 6 years now. You know, let's give it a rest now. More specific to like my marriage and relationship is probably doing things in advance. Like, hey, we have a party in 3 weeks. We need to start cleaning out the shop. We need to start organizing this. We need to start ordering that. That's my wife being really good at doing what she does, and I'm not that person. So it's just like
Coordinating.
Yeah,
planning.
just like I'm a procrastinator. Like, hey, let's do it in like 2 weeks. No, we have a birthday party. We're gonna spend this weekend, start working on it. So that's probably number 2. Number 3 is when my wife kind of makes me feel guilty about not being the mean parent. So
She did it tonight.
she probably did it tonight at dinner.
Or she said like one comment. I just kind of laughed.
So it's like when she's struggling with one of the kids and they're not listening, and then it's my turn, and she looks at me and is like, you know, and gives me that look like, hey, they're not listening. I've tried. Can you do something about it? And then now I've got to, you know, flip the switch and be the stern parent. And, you know, 10 seconds ago, I was joking with them and stuff. And now it's me getting on to them about something.
There you go, dude.
Probably, and this is more of like my wife's pet peeve than what I don't like, but I'm that dad that it's 9:30, 9:45, and I'm wrestling with the kids.
Oh yeah, that's a given though.
And I'm throwing them around, and she's like, "Stop! Like they're supposed to be going to sleep," and I'm tickling them, and you know, I'm always doing something to like you know, kind of get a reaction out of them, and so I don't know if that counts, but and then number 5, honestly, I wish I loved it. It's just yard work, man. The maintenance, the having to, you know, move the trampoline around, mow around it, weed eat, and, you know, stuff like that. And that's probably my least 5 favorite things about being, you know, in the position that I am. And it's not my wife's fault for some of those. I'm not in trouble here, but, you know, just speaking out loud and how I feel. And, you know, there's some good to it, but there's also some, man, I dread it.
Yeah, but that's just part of being a father and being in a marriage, right? Like, I mean, our wives do stuff they don't like doing, but they do it because it's just the role, right? Not what I mean role, like it's just part of being in a relationship. Like she has to do things because she wants to, I wouldn't say she wants to, but she just has to do it. And the same thing with us. Like there's certain things that we have to do and help out with it. We necessarily don't want to, but we do it because we know they appreciate it and love it, right? Same thing with your kids. Like we don't like changing diapers. Like my diaper changing, I would say when we had Lee, it was like 60-40, where Samantha changed 60 and I changed 40. With Dean, it's been a lot less. just from the jump, it's just been a lot less. And then with Tatum, I'm coming back around where like I'll change her diaper a lot more. It's not a mental, it is a mental thing. Like I do not want to change the diaper. Like the hidden balm in the diaper is the best thing for me.
You'll
like,
smell it and then wait for the baby to get over there. Like, did you poop?
yeah.
We check her diaper.
Dude, but the problem is my oldest Lee, he'll smell a dirty diaper a mile away. So then Tatum or Dean will be like, I think Dean pooped. I'm like, God. Dude, wait till your mom. Wait till he's around your mom. Yeah. Wait till Tatum's with your mom.
She's cooking. You're chilling on the couch. Dang it.
Yeah. So the procrastination of diaper changes is an art. You have to master it.
100%.
Because mama's not going to let them walk around with a dirty diaper. It's not like I'm going to let my kids sit in a shitty diaper all day. Like, you know what? 10 minutes, I'm going to get up. You can sit in a dirty diaper.
I'll get to it when I get to it. Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah.
All right. So moving away from the dirty diapers, sticking with the dads.
If you could put on a dirty diaper for Father's Day and not move and your wife change you, would you allow it?
Hell no. There seems to be nothing more uncomfortable than a poop diaper.
I'm not crapping in my diaper to let my wife change it, but definitely urinate just to have her change me one time. And then get the christening going right after.
No way, dude. Your fantasies are different, brother. Moving on. Obviously, we've been kids before, and we watch movies with our kids now. When you watch a movie of all of your life, what is the best dad role in a movie? It could be animation. It could be a TV show.
I'll tell you just off the bat, because it impacted me so hard early on. It devastated me. You already know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
Lion King.
Yeah, Mufasa.
100%.
Yeah.
It was
That's up there for sure.
just how he is with his son.
Yeah.
And then when he dies.
I mean, he's this like symbol, right? He is this like perfect golden dad, and he's Mr. Invincible.
Yeah. And he sacrificed himself for his son.
Yeah.
And I just remember crying the first time I watched this thing, but man, I don't want my father to go. But yeah, it has to be Mufasa. I mean,
I think that he would,
for our generation,
it's especially our younger years, right? Like seeing that, obviously that had the longest, that's still in the back of our head because now we watch with our kids now.
Even the new rendition of it, it's a weird transition. I watched it as the old school Lion King as a kid, cried as a kid, and then I watched it with Lee, the new remake, and I cried as a father.
Yeah.
It's not as good, but it's just a circle of life.
Wow, I see what you did there. Brother. Is there anything funnier than watching the emotions of your kid during a movie? Like when something like that happens in a pivotal moment in a movie, I look over at my kids to see who has that, reaction, and it's usually Sophia. She's over there wiping her tears. I'm looking away, and I'm like, "Hey, did anybody get sad?" She's like, "No." But she's
Dude, that's a Pruitt trait, bro.
Yeah. Just don't show your emotions, man. I think a good one for me, because I watched this show all the time, was Uncle Phil. And he was in from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, he was a different father figure, right? But he was that father figure to Will. And, he had a balance being the uncle and then transitioning into his father figure and then also managing his own kids and his own family. And, it was funny. There was some comedy in it, but there's a lot of serious moments in it. I would say that he was also a really good father figure growing up, as someone that we,
I just would never have thought of that or ever thought that you would pick Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil, man.
That's a good one.
There are still times where I'll be scrolling and I'll see clips of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Some of the serious moments, and you're like, damn, that still gets me, man. Whenever Will's like, why didn't he want me? And Uncle Phil just hugs him.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's to me, that That's like all like probably top one show for me. I used to binge that, dude. I used to binge that, and I
You-
love Will Smith.
You know what show I used to watch so much back in the day was Martin.
Martin was good. Like
Bro.
late night, like
Oh,
11,
dude.
11:30.
I always wanted to see whenever when he acted like that little kid, and
Yeah.
he come in on his knees and his shoes, and have his boogers
Martin
running
was
down.
good.
Bro, Martin,
And then wasn't there like Frasier right after it, and then I Love Lucy, and
Frasier, yeah.
and then it was infomercials after that, like Girls Gone Wild.
You want to go old? Oh, you trying? That's what is it? BET late night, brother. What was it called? What was it? Yeah, BET late night.
No,
Oh, dude.
BET's different.
Yeah, but BET late night.
Oh, I don't know, brother.
Oh, dude, yeah, don't play. BET late night was clutch because we didn't have what our kids have.
yeah,
now.
then yeah.
You'd have to get it. If it was on, you were on. If it wasn't on, you're like, damn it, I missed it. Damn, yeah, man. Yeah, BET late night was money, and then the Girls Gone Wild
Yeah.
wild infomercials.
Yeah.
You would channel every minute 30 seconds of those commercials and just get what you could out of it,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm saying.
These kids will never know what we had to go through as
hey, or borrowing
adolescents.
somebody's dirty DVD or dirty
Magazine.
bro. Just hey, can I borrow that? I think it's something I'd like to hit on. Like your favorite. You have 3 kids, so like for me, like my favorite moments with my 3 kids are obviously every birth moment because everyone's been different, right? So like with Lee, first time, how it happened. Like with Lee, we had a birthday party. My birthday was Halloween. He wasn't due till like November 26th or 29th, and he came like a little over a month early. Like 2 days after we had our party at 10:30.
Was that the bus party?
No. That was I think that was our first Halloween party at our house.
Okay.
And she goes into labor that Thursday. Her water breaks at like 10:30 at night. We go to the hospital. Her water broke. Lee's coming. We're in the hospital all night. But I'm like, I still had Halloween decorations from the party that weekend. And I was like, I can't have my son coming home to, Halloween and decorated house. So I went home for like 2 hours and just picked up the whole house so that we came home to a somewhat normal house with our newborn. And the pressure and like just all the first time,
Yeah.
of it. And then we had Dean, who she tried to have natural, but, he was flipped. We couldn't evert him. And then, so cesarean for Dean. That was a surreal experience. And then our last one with Tatum, being able to have her and all the things we went through was a journey in itself. Same with Dean. But we were able to have her, naturally.
Yeah.
And it was just a cool, because like everybody's like, well, you get I'm not looking down there. I'm not looking down there. It's just, I don't want to see that. But like, even with Lee, I didn't mind it. And then with Tatum, for sure, I was just like, and I was more into it with Tatum than I was with Lee. Because with Lee, I was just trying to be there to support. Same with Tatum, but like, I wanted to see it too, just like Samantha saw it. And I remember, I don't want to go too much detail, but there's a moment where Samantha was like, I don't want to see this anymore. Because it's a lot, you know? But like, I never looked at it like that. I was just like in it for the moment. So like, that's my favorite moments as a father is watching my children be brought into this world. Everyone was different. Every experience was different, but it was just, becoming a father once, twice, 3 times is a blessing, but it's just something like I try to record everyone. I got Lee's, I got Dean's, and I got Tatum's, but yeah, man, those are like my favorite moments.
One of the things I remember, and you're a very proud father. This is not, a diss, but was Lee's first birthday party. You created like an hour slideshow.
Oh,
and you made all the guests sit down and watch an hour slideshow of Dean's of Lee's first year of life, picture by picture, and we kind of joked about it then. It was kind of funny, and we did enjoy it, right? But I don't know, it was just a funny moment for us as a group of friends to always troll each other.
I remember what I was going to say now earlier. Talking about like procrastination with gift giving. And this is what I was going to ask you. This is a weird transition and pivot, but we need to come back to, your favorite moments. But you talk about procrastination with like your wife and gifts and stuff like that. I used to be really good at like planning for gifts and like what to get and like all these. I used to do a lot, and now I don't do near as much. And I wouldn't say it's procrastination. Life gets crazy. And so before, when it's just you and your partner, you could plan more and take more time and do these things. And I guess it's kind of sad. Like you can still do those things. You just have to plan better. But it's like, you probably weren't always a procrastinator in terms of like gifts, but like now with life and your business and work and being a father of 3, and it's harder to plan and set aside time to get or even do the things you want to do for your wife and your children and things like that. So it's easier for me to plan for my kids than it is for my wife. It's just sad to say and sad to admit.
But
I'll have things planned that I want to do for my wife, and the next thing you know, her birthday's here.
yeah.
Or Christmas is here.
Well, and
like,
that's what I'm saying is like whenever you're planning for a kid, it's 2 of y'all planning too, right? So she's also helping plan. So yeah, your approach is much more prepared for those. I know my wife carries a lot of that. So,
But
but
sorry, I just wanted to comment on that earlier because I don't think it's like a you thing. I think it's more of like a combination of life and everything else we have going in day out. Like it's easy to take, time out of your day to plan for those things, but with everything else you have going on, it's easy to forget that stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow is the day before whatever event you're trying to plan for. And then you're like, I can do it now.
yeah,
Same thing with Christmas. Like every year with Christmas, I'm like, we're going to do Christmas shopping in September and October, November. Next thing you know, you're still Christmas shopping
yeah.
the week of Christmas.
You're on Amazon.
Yeah, the worst time to do it. And you're hoping it comes in on time, but that's
Yeah.
what I was going to comment on.
Yeah. I think like me, as far as like my favorite moments as a father, it's pretty generic, but it's like it almost changes by the week because these kids continue to grow into who they're going to be, and their likes and their interests and how they look at things changes, and you start to it can how they transition from one day they're a 4-year-old watching cartoons, and then she's a 6-year-old daughter wanting to paint her nails. So like those, I try to take like mental snapshots of like, wow, that was a progression. Wow, she doesn't want to wear, the duck raincoat anymore because she thinks it's not cool. Like that happened this week. Like it was raining. Would you try to put on a duck? No, Daddy, I'm not gonna wear that. It's like, wow, she's 6. Like I can't force her. Like now she's starting to have her own like preference of what's cool and what's not.
Yeah.
And then with Kane, he's transitioning from kind of playing the soccer, the sport that we want him to play. He's like, no, Daddy, I don't want to play soccer. I want to play baseball. So he's forming into his own interests and expressing what he wants to do, as opposed to us saying that's what you're gonna do. And then with Savannah, the youngest one, it's just her. Obviously, being the youngest, I still look at her and I'm like, you're still in the baby stage. Let me appreciate this right now. Because she's 2, right? But she still has those tendencies, yeah, where it's like, okay, she's still so little, day in and day out, we're focusing on a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and then, we got to kind of slow down life and still appreciate and not try to fast forward her to a 6-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
let's still appreciate that she's 2.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's where I'm at. So honestly, like week by week, my favorite moment as a dad changes because I try to like remember these small things day in and day out of how things are changing and how their preferences and how their hobbies and stuff like that are changing. So But obviously aside from the births and the big
Yeah.
events like
Yeah.
that, that's my approach to it. But Father's Day's coming up.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads
Yeah.
out there.
Happy Father's Day. Enjoy it. It's our day. Some of y'all are gonna be mowing. Some of y'all are gonna be doing chores. Some of
Yeah.
y'all are gonna be drinking some cold beer in a pool with some buddies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not gonna talk about it, but you know what's going on in my life, and a lot of my family and close friends do. So things are weird right now for our household. It's definitely something I'll talk about more as I get comfortable with it. But to you, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been there for me and my family, and that I've reached out to. I want to say thank you, and just pray for my family and my son Dean. And don't take for granted what being a dad is, and enjoy every moment you can.
No.
I don't want to not hit on it. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to get emotional, but we're blessed. Everybody's blessed. As we continue to do this, however many times we do it, I just wanted to talk about Dean for a minute and how much we love him, how much y'all have been there for us, and I can't thank any of our friends enough or family and how they're being there for us. And we're gonna go down a weird road, and I just pray that we make it. So yeah, I don't want to end on like a sad, depressing note, but I can't not talk about that situation. And if you follow me on anything, you'll pick up to what's happening to us. But I just want to thank everybody who's been there for me and my family thus far, including you. And happy Father's Day, man.
Yeah.
Happy
Happy
Father's
Father's Day, brother. Daddy.
Daddy.